What is going on, everybody? It's Kevin Vidini here for Superpower Review, and welcome back to another week of What's That Comic Book, guys. I'm sorry we were away last week. It was the 5-year anniversary with the wife, so we couldn't have a show last week. I apologize, but we're back, and we're going to be doing regular weekly shows, guys. I'm super excited for today's panel. We have some first appearances on the channel today, so I'm super excited about, and we're going to probably see some pretty lit books. So we have 4 guests on the panel today, which I'm really excited about, and I'm really excited that you guys are joining in on with us today for the fun. So let's get right into it. Let's introduce our guests. We have one of my favorite channels here. He does somewhat of a news thing on his channels. It's really pretty. It's pretty cool. We got John's Comics with Kids on. What's up, dude?
Good to see you, man. Good to be back.
Yes.
I can't stay away from the show. I want to keep coming back. So whatever I can do to stay on the panel.
Yeah. You're welcome back anytime, dude. Anybody is welcome back. As long as you're good people and have a comic book collection, you're always welcome to come back.
I got at least one of those.
Well, thank you so much, man. I love your shirt, by the way. Let's support Rob.
Freaking Rican, man,
yeah.
Right here.
Woo-woo. Nice. I like that. He just got his own variant cover, man.
Dude, it's sitting right over there in my stack. I got to read that because I just got issue 1, so now I can read his and issue 1.
Cool, man. Yeah, it came out really great. I'm super pumped for Rod, man. Congratulations if you're watching this on the Rewind, buddy. All right, and then we got some first appearances today. We got Magic Lasso. What's up, man?
What's going on? Long-time viewer, first-time guest. Happy to be here.
Yeah. So I'm expecting to see some. What's her name? Cool Woman.
Power Girl.
Power Girl. Yes, her.
Power Girl. That right up there is mine. I go to the grocery store and people are like, "It's the Comic Gories champion," and I'm like, meet and greet, at 6:30.
do they have to pull out a red carpet for you and make sure the floor's clean?
Then I think so. And then if by chance, I don't get favoritism, I just look at them and say, "Do you know who I think I am?"
Rose petals where you walk.
Right.
He walks through the door and people release doves and whatnot. It's glorious. It's magical.
Yeah. That's a Magic Lasso.
That's right. See
everyone
what I did there?
Everyone talks about Magic the Gathering. It's time to talk about Magic the Lasso.
Bam. Cool.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, we're so happy to have you, man. It's been actually a long time coming because you've been a huge supporter of the channel for a long time. Obviously, I'm a supporter of yours as well, and so getting you on here is pretty important, man.
Yeah, I've been messing with you for a long time. That wall behind you is really just a green screen.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we could do any background. This is actually a background, dude. This is green screened right here. I just green screened the room that is here. So
yep. Awesome.
All right, let's introduce our other panel of guests. We have someone from the IG comic community or IG comic family as well. Try to get the YouTube comic family and the IG comic family together. I've been talking with this dude for a while now. He has, as I would say, the coolest IG logo, business logo, and he just sent me out a shirt, which I'm really excited to get. But he's a really cool dude. He is also one of the people I bought my ASM 300s from. We got Cosmic Creature Comics in the house. What's up, dude?
Hey, how's it going?
What's going on?
Here. Oh man, just stoked to be here, man. First time. I can't, Magic Lasso took my my line. I was gonna be like, oh man, yeah, first time, long time listener, first time caller, one of those. And I'm like, oh damn it, he did that. Now I don't have anything to say. So, but no, really stoked to be here. So yeah, thanks for having me, man. This is awesome. First time doing anything like this with YouTube. I'm usually kind of way too introverted. Like,
I get it.
Don't talk to me. But no, I'm looking forward to this, man. This is awesome. And like I said earlier, I got a whole stack of Turok ones to show off, and a couple of those what was that, Dolphin Force or whatever. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
A whole bunch of those anyway.
Brute
They're in my.
Force.
I got like 4 long boxes of that. So that's going to be a long episode.
It's going to be like watching paint dry, everybody. So click on that subscribe button now. And our last,
he's like losing subs.
Yeah. Unsubscribe, block, report. And our last panelist is Bearded Comic Bro. What's up, man?
What's going on? Hey, man, long time watcher, first time on the show.
Tried.
No one's done that before, right? Like that was original.
Yeah, that was totally original. Totally.
Good. Whew.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to hang out here and talk comics. So
Sick. So great panelists, everybody who was watching. If you guys are new here, if you don't know what's that comic book, pretty much as you can see, I hang out with a bunch of fellow comic book nerds. We take turns pulling comic books out of our collection for a straight hour, and we just try to talk as much about that comic book that we pulled as much as possible. If you guys are watching, thank you so much for spending time on your Saturday watching these comic book nerds. And if you guys haven't clicked that like button yet, do so now, or if you see something that excites you, make sure you click on that like button. If you guys also go in this video's description down below, there are links to these guys' YouTube channels and IG pages as well. So make sure you guys subscribe to them, follow them, and support these dudes. All right, so who wants to start us off? I think since John is right to my right, left, I don't know how you guys are seeing it. Let's have John go first. John does. I like how John does this. He's got style.
I treat this show like random pull is really what it is, right? Yeah. Pull a book and just talk about it because I don't want to pull the typical keys. I've shared a bunch of Turok ones, so I've done that route. So what I did was I pulled 10 of my short boxes and I labeled them with a different number for each one. I got some indies, some slabs. And because I knew who was on here, I made sure that I got some Wonder Woman's available, some Batman is available, some Green Lantern, some Spidey. I got some Spidey for Kevin this time around. So I got a little bit of everything, and I got my die here. So we're gonna roll and see what we get.
Oh, sweet. We
rolled a 6. 6 is Batman. There you go, bearded right off the bat. So
let's go
right here.
That's the way to start.
Let's just see what we get. Let's go somewhere right in here. I feel like. Oh, hot book right now.
Ooh, nice.
Hot book right now. Jason Todd's backstory reinvented in this book. So those who know, this is Batman issue number 408. The New Adventures is the sub-label there. But this is when they basically go back in and say that Jason Todd was found stealing the wheels off the Batmobile. Because that was not the original backstory for Jason Todd. It was kind of Jason Todd was treated originally as like a
second Dick Grayson.
Yeah, he was so much of a copy of Dick Grayson that they didn't really give him an identity. And it was really at this point that when they realized we got to kill this guy off. How do we make him stand out? So they kind of reinvented his backstory. I learned this, and then I went and found this issue about a year ago because I was like, I gotta have this as a Robin. I'm a Robin fanatic. I love I always wanted to be Batman's sidekick. I didn't want to be Batman. I wanted to be Batman's sidekick because I was like, Batman sounds dangerous. Little did I know that it's the sidekicks that always die. But like, I was like, he can take the heat. I'll just be like, flying around doing backflips behind him or whatever. So this was like, yes, I love this cover. I think it's just a phenomenal story. So yeah.
Much better origin story. Go ahead. Sorry, Ryan.
I was just going to say, since my childhood, I've always wondered how the Batmobile lost its wheels. And knowing is half the battle.
And now you know.
Somebody send $1 to Ryan. Ryan deserves $1 after that one. That was good. That was pretty good.
Hilarious.
Yeah. No, much better origin story. Isn't it kind of funny, like how like this kid just nonchalantly just tries to steal a wheel from Batman? It's like where was his shield in the first the second Batman movie with Michael Keaton, like shield.
Yeah, right. The little mechanical like protector. Yeah. So apparently, even a little kid living on the street can put a couple of bricks underneath cinder blocks under the Batmobile and just snag a wheel.
And then to prove how bad Batman actually is, then he sends him to stay at a home for the boys, school for boys, and it's run by a old lady who runs basically a crime mafia.
Yeah.
Right.
Like you didn't, Batman, you didn't figure that one out.
The world's greatest detective had one of the biggest crimes right under his nose and never knew.
He blew it.
Sometimes they do that, man. Sometimes like some writers just did that with Batman, where they made him seem like one of the world's worst detectives. Actually,
He can't be around for as many years and issues as Batman, and not have writers who are like, "I'm gonna try something totally different here," and just really go buck wild with it.
I feel
Well,
like
there you
we're
go.
waiting
Bearded
to see that
perfectly
in the movie,
started
right?
with Batman.
what's that, Cosmic?
We're still kind of waiting to see Batman's full-on detective skills kind of showcased in the movies, right? I mean, for the most part, it's always I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, it's always kind of hinted at, like that they'll do like little bits. But if he's the world's greatest detective, I'm like, okay, where's like this CSI kind of aspect to it, the Mind Hunter? I don't know if any of you guys seen that show.
Love
Where's
that show. Great show.
Where's that aspect to it? And I mean, sure, you could probably only do so much, but it's like, it always feels like, that's something that they skip over, and it's like, all right, let's get back to him like beating the piss out of somebody. It's like, oh, that's cool.
Even if they did it though in a way of like Guy Ritchie, how he does his like Sherlock Holmes, at least of like how Sherlock deduces in the middle of the act, at least something to hint that he's the world's greatest detective. Right. Yeah, they just kind of like, hey, we're gonna drop it in there and say
it's a little bit, it's sprinkled.
Yeah, you have moments like when in the Nolan films when he's like taking the brick and he's dissecting it and breaking it down to look at like how did the bullet fragment find the thumbprint. Those kind of, but it's always like the action seems to be the focus, the kung fu skills or whatever.
Well, the action, and just like Joel pointed out here too, also the gadgets. You know what I mean? It's the gadgets, the action. That's what I guess draws more of the people into the movie. But we're supposed to be promised more detective work in this new Batman movie, so we'll see where that goes.
Be good, hopefully.
All right, good pull, great first pull. That's a great way to warm us up, and so let's go to Magic Lasso. What do you got?
All right, so I put together a kind of a smaller stack of books to choose from because I wanted to make sure there was something interesting I could talk about, whichever. But I'm not looking to see which one we're getting, and it's this one. Oh, this is an interesting one. This is one I bet hasn't been shown on here and probably won't, not because it's not a good book, but it's JLA 184.
Nice. Oh, that's a cool cover.
That's a great cover.
So there's a lot of things that are very special about this book. This came out in 1980. This is the second of a 3-part JLA JSA team up that they did every year. But and this is Darkseid and Apocalypse. That's where it takes place. Darkseid is the antagonist in this storyline. But what's really important about this is it's the first George Perez JLA.
Ooh, nice.
Now, Dick Dillon drew JLA for an entire decade. Now, George Perez always wanted to do JLA. And, he kind of expressed that at DC, and they say, yeah, well, we got Dick Dillon doing it. And, he's been doing it for a decade. And George Perez was like, well, I don't want to step on any feet or anything. Well, what happened was Dick Dillon had a heart attack at the age of 50, and he died while he was working on this issue. Damn. He had, I think, 3 pages completed for this issue, and he just died. And DC kind of needed somebody in a hurry that they knew that could draw team-ups and groups and draw a lot of characters and do it well and do it fast. George Perez happened to be available. That's what got him on Justice League, which he did quite a few Justice League issues as well. Now, Action Comics number 650 retcons this story in a brief flashback, although they make it so Huntress and Wonder Woman weren't part of the retcon at that time because of post-crisis, those 2 characters wouldn't have existed at this time. And the final thing that I have to say about this issue is under post-crisis chronological effects, from Infinite Crisis, that changes the fact that Superman was a founding member of the JLA. So before, they always said that Superman was just guest starring with the JLA. Then after Infinite Crisis, they said, no, he wasn't guest starring with them. He actually was one of the founding JLA members, and that's why he was on this mission.
Very cool. Ryan is on it, dude. Did you guys gain That knowledge right there, man. I feel like my head is a little swollen from all that. Yeah, drop the mic. Yeah, that was good, dude. That was good.
I love that cover too.
I love the cover too, but I just keep babbling, and I tell the truth except for when I lie. No, I'm just kidding. Everything I told was.
No one's gonna fact check you, so you're good to go.
I'm good. And it has Power Girl on the cover too, I might add.
That's your favorite character, right?
It's my favorite character.
Very cool. They have great cover too. I think that's I've never seen that one before, so thank you for showing that one. Let's see. To anybody who's watching too, if you guys would like to maybe suggest something that you'd like to see in the chat too, don't be afraid to. If we can sort of cater to that, my guests and I will definitely try to do that. So let's go to Cosmic. Cosmic, what do you got, buddy?
Well, so I've already kind of pre-pulled my books. Kind of did some trying to get them well thought out. And what I went with was several books that are kind of special to me in a certain kind of a way. They all kind of have a neat story associated with them.
Cool.
So the first one is, while it is in my possession still currently, and up until Monday when I have to ship it out, it is no longer part of my collection, sad to say. Gonna miss this one, but I'm happy to say this is going to go back into the hands of the original owner that I got this from, which was a buddy of mine, Antonius. Shout out to Antonius up in New Jersey. But we have Venom.
Whoa.
Lethal Protector #1. The gold. There's a lot of glare happening there. 9/8. And I got this book from him, well over a year ago.
What happened to Antonio? I thought he got out of the game a little bit, right?
He did. And that's actually when I got this. He was getting rid of a lot of his books, not all of his books, but most of his books. And he's like, "Hey man, I know you've been eyeing this book, and just kind of want to see if you're interested in it before I go throw it on eBay or whatever." And I was like, yeah, sure, yeah, definitely, And so we ended up working something out. Sent it to me. Definitely hooked it up. Also love this beautiful back piece from Bagley and Milgram on the back. Just so good.
Yeah. Give me that symbiote sexiness.
I know, man. Yeah, I was like, oh man, Kevin's gonna like this one. But so I had it for a few months, and then I decided to send it into CGC like kind of right away. Didn't press it or anything because it looked beautiful and didn't want to run the risk of maybe something happening to it during the process. Or it also taking like an additional half a year to get it back. So I was like, just screw it and roll the dice. Came back 9/8. Just so stoked, so happy. So it's just been honestly one of my favorite pieces. And recently I'm like, well, I'm ready to move on. And he contacted me back and he's like, what do I need? What do I have to do to get this back in my hands? I was like, yeah, you know what? Forget everybody else. No offense. but I gotta like, kind of bring it full circle because he hooked it up in the beginning. And I've just basically got it graded for him and have been babysitting it ever since. So yeah, gonna miss it, but it's beautiful. And it's a really cool story. It's the first, solo Venom. It's a kind of a neat, different story from what we've seen Venom traditionally in ASM leading up to this point. He's kind of playing more of the hero, a little bit more anti-hero. He's got a cool kind of relationship with Peter throughout it, where he kind of, I think Peter, if I'm not mistaken, saves Anne, I think, from somebody.
Yeah, I think it was from a Ferris wheel, actually. No, like it wasn't a Ferris wheel falling down or something, and Spidey saves him, and that's when Spidey and Venom like kind of go on a truce a little bit.
Yeah, a little. Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah, very like super drawing a blank, kind of like a little nervous here still, but
no, you're doing a great job.
Yeah, man. Just,
and then that's the one in San Fran, right? That's all in San Francisco.
Yeah. So it takes place in San Fran, which I still remember. Like the first like couple of panels, like Venom just like kills this guy, shoots his tendrils like in his nose and down his mouth. I remember the first time I saw that, I was like, holy shit. Like, I cannot believe that just happened. So so it's in San Fran. Like most of it, I think a little bit is in Manhattan. They're showing like Peter in the beginning. Super stoked. Gonna miss this book, love this book, but really kind of cool that it came to me and now it's going back to him. So awesome. And it's definitely in good hands with him because he's not gonna probably let this go again. So cool. You will be missed. You will be missed. I almost sent it into the Bagley in-house signing with CGC, but
because I mean a gold label on that gold book, right?
I know.
I love gold.
I know, so good. So now I'm gonna be practically venomless. Actually, I've only got. I know, man. I got my 300 and a 316. I think that's it.
What?
Yeah. Wow. Sad times in the kingdom.
That hurts.
Whatever. There'll be more of them. Of course, I say that now, but prices are going.
Everything's going up though.
Ridiculous. So we'll come back to that. But yeah, that's book number 1, man. That's it.
Beautiful. All right, Peter, your turn, man.
Man, I didn't know what to expect, so I have a stack of some books that I like that are kind of cool to me, and people might like them. So I figured one that you might have seen on the show before, but this is one I just got recently, and recently I mean 6 months ago. I got World's Finest 153.
Oh wow!
And if you all know, this isn't really a key issue anything except for the reason that I adore it. This is the issue where the slap? Yep, there it is. The slap.
What a 5-finger say to the face.
I mean, this is so iconic that even if you don't read comic books, you've seen the Batman slapping Robin meme. And when I found out, I had that meme in my office, and I had the dry erase board of it, so I could write my own sayings on it.
Oh my god!
And I knew it for the long, and I didn't even realize it was from a comic book. And so when I found out it was a comic book, I've been hunting this forever. I went to the shop in Florida and I had asked them if they had it because I assumed it would be on their back wall. And he was like, yeah, no, man, we don't have it at all. So I was like, well, I'll just keep looking around. And I went and looked through their W's and it was just filed away at a $4 book or something. I'm like,
whoa,
thank you for not knowing. But yeah, this is a really cool. I mean, it's iconic too because it's been redone in the Lego movie has made fun of it. The Batman Lego movie. It's been in Marvel has even parodied it with Deadpool and stuff. It's not a huge, super expensive book, but I found it in a nice copy. There's a little bit of chipping there and stuff, but I love everything about it. And when I knew that John was going to be on the show and I knew that Robin was his favorite character.
I was just going to say, I pulled a Robin hey, this is Robin.
And then so I had to
pull the book where Robin gets slapped.
I said, listen here. I knew you loved Robin, so I had to bring in the slap. And this is just
I can't decide if I'm pleased or disappointed that it wasn't Super Pro that you rolled out first off the bat.
Yeah, that's what Joel said. Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, Joel. There's still time. There's still time. But and then it's the worst. Batman uses a hypnotos machine to make Robin forget that he got slapped by Batman.
Wow. Because it's better just not to remember than to do it.
Batman slapped his ward. It's canon.
I don't need this little bitch going to child services. Tell him what I'm doing with him.
So
just forget. You know what's also really cool though? Not only about the panel, but that cover is really cool. I mean, come on, Batman is on his bat plane on the wing throwing a kryptonite batarang.
Yeah.
He looks like he's gained a little weight too. He looks like it's COVID Batman, post-COVID Batman. He's got a couple extra LBs on there.
Oh.
That's why he's not as mobile. That's why he has to have the string to hold him onto the bat plane.
No body shaming. No,
I'm saying I'm just it's not typical of Batman. That's what I'm saying. It's not Batfleck.
The abs are blurred. They're just lines. It looks more like a roll.
It's just bat flap.
This isn't the Batman we needed, but it's the Batman we deserve.
Facts.
In the alternate universe where Batman eats too many donuts.
Hey, listen, the multiverse I'm sure there's a TVA is out there is looking for.
If we have the Batman who laughs, we can certainly have the Batman who eats normal food.
Alfred, where's my pizza?
The Batman who has a dad bod.
Yeah,
there it is.
Finally,
that's the hero,
Damien. All right, my turn. What do you guys want to see? Any preferences? Slab, DC, Marvel?
See, we've had 3 DC, 1 Marvel, so I guess you may be a Marvel something?
Marvel.
All right. Back issue bin or slab?
Ooh.
I want to see a slab.
He wants to see a slab, everybody. Slab. All right. Just note, too, that wifey picks out the slabs for the show, so I don't know what's here.
Nice. Simeon, what is up? JP.
Ooh.
Another great
trade me that real quick.
number 1.
There you go, John. That's. I think that's dedicated for you, man.
Absolutely.
X-Men number 1. I mean, there's so many good things to say about this book. This is my childhood right here. This book. Yep. My brother and I read this book to death. I just recently picked this up at the flea market that I go to. Picked it up for a really awesome deal. It's signed by Jim Lee and Scott Williams. So first Jim Lee signature in the collection as well. And I've been wanting to get a Jim Lee signature in the collection, and I think it's just perfect that it's the first Jim Lee sig in the collection with this book. So this is a book that I've been wanting to get in a 9.8 for quite some time. So when I saw it at the flea market, I was like, yeah, that's got to be mine. I'm not leaving this here. I'm taking this home. So there we go. First slab of the night, ladies and gentlemen.
Second slab, actually.
Second slab. Yes, that's right. That's right. Cosmic. Yeah.
So, hey, as a rookie to the X-Men world, is that there's multiple X-Men 1 covers, correct, on that one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I feel like I have an X-Men 1, but I thought it was Cyclops and someone else.
It was one of the first books to really go all for like the variant style, and it had I think 4. I think there were 4 of them.
4. Yeah.
Yeah.
5.
Oh, there was the alternate Wolverine one. Yeah.
So. Yeah.
5.
Because sometimes his claws are popped out and sometimes they're not.
Yeah, because he said Jim Lee says like he didn't want to have his claws popped out because he didn't want to like stabbing Captain America, right, on the corner box.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, funny.
So cool.
Never heard that before.
JP is in the chat. What's up, JP?
JP, where's JP? I see you, JP. What's up, JP? Again, we have 10 people watching. Thank you guys for coming out and hang. We got a bunch of great people here in the chat. We got Joe. What's up, man? Cosmic, sorry about that mistake there about me pulling the first slab there.
He's just trying to one up you. That's all it is.
Oh, we'll see.
You can't one up that gold Venom. No, you can't do that.
Well,
you can't do that. No, I'm saying I can.
Oh, okay. No, that's not true. Actually, I know for a fact that you can. So.
I don't know.
I'm gonna get my 300 back.
No,
I'm getting that.
No.
Those are books that Kevin never gives up.
I should have told Wifey to pick that one out. Actually, it should have been like pick out the one. And she'd
just
be like, wait,
your
what?
face.
Boom! No. I've done that enough on IG. No.
Slap shot.
Yeah. Okay. I had another signature, man. No, I'm just kidding.
I pull out the Batman book, and Kevin just pulls out the slab book. And just
What's really amazing is that it's actually the grade is actually increased. Because I think when I sold it to you, it was
I know
not where it is now. I don't know. It was less than that. Now it's 9.0. Yeah. So now it's higher and 4 additional SIGs or something. It's like incredible.
3. Yeah.
3.
No. Well, no. Well, you already had the stand SIG on it, so I've added 2 and a quote. But I didn't ask for the quote. It just came. It just came with the quote.
Regret.
You can see this like drama playing out right here.
The tension. No. All right, we're on our.
John and I, at least on my screen, John and I are in between them to like help ease the tension.
Yeah. Space them out.
Mediate.
No tension here. No tension here. So we are on our second round. Everybody, thank you so much yet again for coming and hang out. Again, don't forget to show your support and love to these guys by going to the video description down below, clicking on those links. You can even do it during the show. I don't care. Just do it. Just go show your support. All right. So second round, John, it's your turn again. Throw them die.
Yes, sir. Okay, 10 is Avengers. All right, we get some Avengers here. Nice. All right, so this box is both my Thor box and my old school Avengers, but I'm going to go towards the front because I know I got some good old school Avengers. Here we go. Avengers 13. Ooh. The Castle of Count Nefaria. Look at that classic Kirby cover. So this is a book that I bought in a lot of trying to get a lot of early Avengers. I don't have 4 and 1, but I got most of the rest of the first like 20. Really just this one is one of the nicer looking ones. It's got a little spine roll. But that whole early Avengers run, I geek on a lot of that book, a lot of those books. It's classic Silver Age Stan Lee writing, so it can be frustrating to read in a modern sense, but that Kirby artwork never freaking fails, and absolutely love it. So let's see this one. I'm trying to remember when I think I got this one a little over 2 years ago. And I'm not a grade hound when it comes to Silver Age kind of stuff. I just want a copy of most of these kind of things. So I'm just pumped to have some of this great Kirby artwork. So
it kind of looks like that. Do you know who the villain is there?
Nefaria. I'm not familiar with. See Rick Jones and his teen brigade imprisoned in the Dungeon of Doom, the Castle of Count Nefaria.
It kind of looks like he just dropped a big fart bomb and kind of keeping them away.
I took it as like he has like an orchestra fart machine. Like he looks like he's playing music that like is like all with fart noises and gas. Like the fumes are coming right out of it.
With a fart organ,
right?
Stick bombs come out.
You joke that those exist.
I'm sure. I mean, if we can get like Christmas songs sung by cats, I think it's all wide open now.
No, I went to one of our kids' science museums, and they had an like a piano that you hit a different key, and it would be different body function sounds, which was really weird. But you definitely was hitting that fart button a lot.
Isn't that what what's his name? Ferris Bueller had like his like burp fart throw up piano.
Oh, right? That's right.
I'm just saying, you come out to Columbus, I'll let you can play on the fart piano.
There we go. I'm on my way.
You know what? It's what I tell my wife is whenever we think of something that we don't think it exists, I said everything has been done to probably exist. Like the other day, what was it? We were eating ice cream, and she's obsessed with ketchup, and I'm like, "Do you think ketchup ice cream exists?" And she looks it up. I'm like, "It's got to exist." I know some crazy
somebody somewhere,
some insane person probably did it, and sure enough, Heinz does it.
Oh, geez, damn you, Heinz.
It's Kraft just released a macaroni and cheese ice cream.
No,
this is why we can't have nice things.
So, like I say, if you thought about it, it's probably been done before. Actually,
have you guys seen that mustard on the watermelon? Have you guys seen that?
Jesus.
Oh God, it's all. I mean, I don't want to say all over my feed, but I've seen it enough on my Explore page on Instagram. I guess it started on TikTok, and now it's carrying over, and it's just like people are like, "This is really good," and I'm like,
"Greg's face.
People are lying. This is no way that's good." I mean,
these dang Utes.
I was wondering what people wanted to borrow my Grey Poupon for.
See, I'm offended, and I can't even eat watermelon. Like, I'm allergic to watermelon, so I can't even eat watermelon.
Oh,
but I'm still offended for people that enjoy watermelon that people would put mustard on watermelon.
I'm serious. They take like these slices, mustard on it, and just big old bites. Honestly,
not okay.
It is not okay. Far from okay.
I'm not okay with it at all. Glitter and Duct Tape, thank you so much for jumping in. I haven't seen you in the chat for a little while, so thank you so much for dropping by. My dude, Geek Out with Roscoe's in the house. Love that guy right there. One of the most chill people. Unruly Simeon is in the house. What's up? And Joel, I know I've already highlighted your comment. You said you were going to come by, and I appreciate you for definitely doing that. So thank you.
He even shared on Instagram.
Yep.
Thanks, Joel.
Joel, thank you so much, man. And then we got Alex Tapia in the house. Tapia's Family Unlimited in the house. What's up, man? What's up, Vato? All right. I digress. Magic Lasso, what's up? Show us what you got.
All right. So this book came out in 1975. and it's one of my favorite covers. This is Champions #1. So to throw some facts your way about this issue, these heroes work together, but actually don't become a team until issue #5.
Oh.
Angel makes his identity public in this issue, so everyone finds out that he's Warren Worthington in this issue. Angel also debuts that new yellow, they call it yellow and orange. It looks a little more red to me, but that's his new costume there. And the reasoning behind Angel getting a new costume in this issue was they felt with Ghost Rider and Black Widow that there was too much blue already, and he was wearing a blue costume at that time. So that's why they wanted to change his costume.
Huh.
So the Hercules image here, you see him very bold there in the center. That ended up becoming a stat and was used as his 7-Eleven Slurpee cup in the mid-70s. And finally, my note on here, in this story, they are talking about a writer, a scrawny, mop-haired New York City writer who spends all his time writing about some barbarian named Ko, and then it gets cut off. And they are referencing Roy Thomas.
Shots fired.
Wow, for real. Damn.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's the backstory behind Champions #1. You know, this series lasted 17 issues, and right when it was starting to get good, the plug got pulled on it, which was too bad, because the early ones, you know, they're still kind of finding their way and stuff, but those later issues actually got pretty good.
Wow. Unruly Simeon just put in the comment exactly what I thought about was Hercules' footwear.
It's complicated.
Yeah, it's very complicated. The first thing I noticed about this cover was Iceman and how cool his board looks. Oh, well, it's like sort of not his board, but his slide. His slide, yeah. It looks pretty devastating with those icicles. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree.
I like how Lasso knows. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was saying Lasso knows everything about his books, and I was like, I'm not even sure who the name of the villain is in mine.
Right.
I was like, I gotta read the front of my book.
So it goes. It's just as usual. Someone prepares for a show that John's on, and John doesn't prepare.
And I roll a die and just have shenanigans.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, I
love
kind
the
of impressive.
die.
Lasso's like, oh, by the way, this artwork was also used on a 7-Eleven cup.
I'm
Or it's like,
saying,
Ryan,
this is why I
dropping
pulled
that
invite
knowledge.
Ryan.
next, I'm like, I have this book because I like the cover.
That's where I am. That's where I am.
I think
I'm
that's
just
where
glad you're following him and not me.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like, fuck.
with Ryan dropping all this knowledge, I might have to adjust my headphones to make them bigger. Kind of squeezing my head here. All right, Cosmic, your turn.
All right. Okay, so sticking with the theme again of books that have kind of a neat story related to myself, because I'm like that. This next book is the quote final issue, but we all know how that works. It's quote death of a major character, but again, we know how that works.
Mhm.
Well, you know what? Let's just get into it. ASM 700.
Wow.
Skyline
Oof.
variant. And as you can see, it has been on quite the journey.
Wow.
Multiple signatures. I feel like I should know the exact number of signatures on here, but I don't. But I'm going to say 18.
Wow.
Looks kind of right.
So, cool story about this. I saw somebody had a book very similar to this, all done up front and back and stuff. I was like, oh man, that's awesome. And this was back in like 2016, 2014, I think 2014 actually, or no, 2016. When the hell did I don't know, a while ago. And so I asked a buddy in my mind, who's in Chicago, Ryan, best before 1984. I was like, hey man, you're going to C2E2. Can you look for this book for me? Really want to get this book. There's like 6 people that are going to be at C2E2 that, if you're able to find one, could you do me a solid and go get some SIGs? Because at the time he was also going to be going around and getting a bunch of other signatures. He's like, yeah, sure. So long story short, he's able to find it like $30 or something.
Wow.
Ooh, nice minty copy. goes and bangs out like 5 or 6 signatures. I'm like, hell yeah. Comes back a 9-0, and I'm like, whatever. I'm just happy to have it.
Right.
So I'm like, cool. So I sit on it for a little bit, and then like the following year or two, I take it, myself to Orlando MegaCon. I get some more signatures at it. And actually, I think that's where I got Stan right there in gold.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. So I wanted to keep everybody in black ink and then he in gold, but as it's been passed around, that's becoming harder and harder to do. As you see, that's Wolfman. Where the hell's that camera? In there.
Red
so
one.
The red one is De La Rosa.
Yeah.
With the sketch, and then we have
I saw that right away. As soon as I saw that Spider-Man, I was like, that's De La Rosa right there.
Yeah. I actually really like how that came out. I was kind of iffy on that. We got Wolfman. I think that's Humberto Ramos. I remember who that is. But yeah, so it's been on a bit of a journey. Like I said, my buddy Ryan started it for me, and then I added more at Tampa Bay Comic Con back when I was in Florida, and added more at Orlando MegaCon. As recently, I think it was 2019, I sent it off to Rocket Comics, and that's where they actually got the De La Rosa on there, and I believe the Zek as well. And then we've got
cool.
Who is that? Yeah, Patty Cockrum up there. She drew like a little sketch. I think that's supposed to be like a face of Peter Parker and stuff. So, it's just really neat, man. It's cool because we're seeing this cover done again and again and again and again, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
Venom, Miles, even like Spawn, I think, other people that aren't even remotely related to Marvel.
I believe there's a Turtles one as well.
Yeah, there's the Turtles one too.
Yeah,
there's the Black Widow one.
Right. Yeah. So this is kind of, this is cool. The OG one, and you got everybody on here. And yeah, I was like, screw it. This is it. This is the book. This is the one that I think I will never. This is off limits. Like this is it.
Untouchable.
Pretty much. And I still got room to add tons of other folks. Like Romita's not on here. Todd Father's not on here. There's the hell's his name?
You got a back cover too.
I got the backside too, yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, whoever's the basketball player on the back, you better get him to sign that, and that'd be the only signature on the back.
right, yeah. Looks like it's Darren Williams. I don't know.
Oh, just go up to Darren Williams. Like, listen, I'm sure you've never asked for your autograph on a comic book. Yours will be the least expensive autograph on this book.
Today's the day, Darren.
Yeah, so I mean, it's really cool, and again, still being able to add again, like I said, Todd McFarlane and who are the hell else? Dan Slott and a bunch of other people, Roy Thomas, some big heavy hitter names. But I don't know, like, do I risk that grade? Because I'm pretty happy with this 9.6. Would you? That's
a very happy grade.
If this was your guys, would you risk a 9.6 to even add one additional signature?
It would all depend
on John Romita Sr.
To me, honestly, if I had this book in my collection, grade would not so much matter to me in my opinion. And I know with all the signatures and how much this book is being handled, I just already suspect or expect that the book will drop in grade. So I think grade would not really matter too much. It's just about the collab and getting all those signatures.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I'm also not a huge grade guy. I think John said it. Like, I just like to have the book in the collection a lot of the time.
Sure.
And for me, like, that's one that's going to be in my personal collection. Like, I was talking to my store owner today because people have been trying to buy the Strange Dogs, the blank variant, the new one, because of the CGC signing that they're doing. The first printing blank variant though was going for like $100, but the second printing you can still get a cover. I mean, it's like, I'm never going to sell it, so why do I care if it's a second print or not? Like, it's still the same, looks the same. So that's where I would be on that. Like, that's going to be a personal collection, so I'd rather have more names on it that are then encased in that. But I'm also probably the worst collector to ask about.
Well, I mean, that's a valid point too, because again, I'm keeping it forever. Yeah. I mean, I'll be buried or cremated, whatever, with that book more than likely. So I guess you both make valid points. Grades don't really matter. I guess just probably more for my personal aesthetic or
No, it never was a
OCD,
9.8.
but I mean, yeah, it's not gonna. Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's like I don't care because I'm not gonna sell it. So
Yeah,
it's a valid point.
I've actually thought about doing the same thing with the Venom 200 collage variant. I think that book is kind of like a good candidate for a jam piece like that. Cool, man.
Yeah,
very, very cool.
And then if it's just for this aesthetic wise, just put a 9.8 sticker on it. No one will know the difference.
Right? Yeah.
Send it to PGX and then no, I'm kidding.
Okay. No.
Well, I'm not that cruel when it comes to collecting. Like, I didn't say that. Like,
all right, Bearded, your turn, man.
Man, I'm glad. I'm trying to do the same with a Batman book from Batman issue 50. I'm going through and getting all the artists that ever worked on that Batman run, but I only got like 4 signatures, so it would pale in comparison to that. So I'm glad I didn't bring that one out today. This is one
It's a journey, not a race.
I know. It's well, and I was just gonna go to a con last year to get Tom King to sign it, and finally have the writer on it, and COVID hit like 2 weeks before that con, so like I'm hoping they rebook them for the September con there, but that's neither here nor there. So the second book in my collection, it is a Pacific Comics book. I've shown it on my channel a couple times. It's a one that I love and is near and dear to my heart. It is Star Slayer, issue number 2.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
The Log of the Jolly Roger. And this is an important book for me because this is the first appearance of the Rocketeer in this book. There's a backstory. Dave Stevens wrote it, who created the Rocketeer. As a child of the 90s, that was my first ever superhero comic book movie I remember seeing. And man, oh man, I'm not a spec guy, but I've always told people, I'm like, if you can find this in a dollar bin, because you can. It's a first appearance of the Rocketeer, and it's a Disney property. I'm just saying. But I've always thought, RIP to Dave Stevens, but his artwork on the Rocketeer is fantastic. A lot of fun stories that I really think, like the movie felt like the comic books. So if you are in classic Joey Bag of Sevens, if you like the movie, this is definitely one to get and add to your collection. Again, it's easy to find, pretty cheap because people see Star Slayer, and it's also an issue 2, so people usually at least will get an issue 1, but it's like nah. And then issue 3 has the second appearance of the Rocketeer. Again, not a huge character, but for me as a child of the 90s, like that movie was monumental in my life, and so this is a really cool book. And you just, again, I love Dave Stevens' artwork on the Rocketeer. So
boom.
Yeah, awesome. Another comic book I have never seen or heard about.
That's what I'm trying to do.
I love this show for that very reason.
Yes.
You get a ton of stuff. You're like, I didn't know that existed, or I've never seen that, or that high a grade, or I've never seen that book that Cosmic just showed a little bit ago. Like, I've never seen that book with so many signatures. Like, that is bonkers. So this is such a great, that's the whole point of the show for me. Like, that's why I tune in.
It really is. And there's been so many people for feedback who say, I've never heard that book before. That sounds so interesting. And now I got to buy that book. Or people have sent in pictures like, since your last live stream of What's That Comic Book, here's that book that so-and-so talked about, had to buy it.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Joel the Geek says, it was such an amazing movie, underrated character, and now I want to get that book. Boom. There you go. Yep. Boom. All right, my turn. Anybody have suggestions?
I'm gonna say a nice DC banger. Something
DC banger.
Yeah.
All right.
They don't get enough love, man, especially not right now.
I agree.
Going into the key box, DC banger. Let's see. Are you a banger? Oh yeah, you're a banger. That's a banger, right?
Oh,
Nice.
Oh no!
Yeah, he just ran off.
I meant to make him big, because his reaction was great.
I love that book so much, and I need it in my collection. I'm collecting all the Batman run, and I don't have that yet.
This is not the signed one right now. Okay, because I have another signed one in that box too. So Batman 251, man. One of my favorite Batman covers of all time, favorite Joker cover, favorite Neil Adams cover. So pretty much everything that I love is about this cover and then this book. And not only like, I know a lot of people say it's not a key, it's just a great cover, but I kind of find this book sort of like a key because, we haven't seen Joker in a little while. Joker returns back to Gotham. Neil Adams and Denny O'Neil did such a great job not only bringing Batman back to really dark roots, but they really brought Joker into the dark roots. Joker wasn't taken very seriously when he came around. He was just kind of the jokester that was really, really campy, and in here he's murdering people, and that's the psychotic Joker I want to see. He wants to kill people with a smile on his face. So love this book. So it's not just a great cover, but it is a fantastic read as well.
That is not a Cesar Romero Joker for sure.
No.
Well,
No, it is not.
But I love me some Cesar Romero Joker though too.
I do too.
But I do too.
Touche.
Man. And so John, I guess that can contribute to the resurgence of Joker. John, if you guys don't know, John is one of those fans that would say that there's not enough Joker books in comics right now, and he wants more Joker books, so he really wants DC to put more Joker out.
If you don't know Bearded, he only speaks in sarcasm.
I know that. Here's the other one. So this is I'm sorry. Here's the signed one.
Okay, yeah, I was like, man, well, those are begging for a Neil Adams thing.
Oh yeah, man, that one has it. Also too, I really love the Batman logo on the back.
Yeah,
nice and big, clean, bright and bold. Yeah. So I don't know what that book is going for. It seems like all the books that I have, I've kind of like lost touch on what they're going for right now.
Well, that's kind of how it is usually when you buy them. You're like, okay, I don't have to worry about where the price goes now. I'm planning on selling it.
But I mean, it also, like, I remember seeing it in a shop probably a year and a half ago, and I was like, it's too expensive for my blood. And it was like maybe $150 or something. And I guarantee you, I would look at that now at $150, and I've been like, well, you're a moron. Why did I not?
Yeah.
Right.
Like I have the slabbed one too. That I bought as an 8.0 and got it pressed and cleaned. Came back an 8.5. I think I paid $450 for it last year. I don't know what that book's going for now. No clue. Maybe it's with the market how it is right now. I would maybe guess $800 to $1,000.
At what's it at?
8.5.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane.
So you kind of like. That's sort of the thing. You kind of lose touch on what things go for because you spend so much time looking at prices when you want to buy, like, oh, that's what that's going for right now, and that's the good deal right there. Once you have it, and then you see it for sale on Instagram or on eBay. No, I'll say just Instagram, and you're like, that's what that book's going for right now. Like, what happened?
Woo, good thing I bought it.
Yikes. All right, so gentlemen, we are 53 minutes in, close to the 54-minute mark. Let's do one more round. To everybody who's still here hanging, thank you so much. And I just want to say too, before we leave, if anybody's watching, before we close it up, if you guys are interested in coming on What's That Comic Book, you are more than welcome to join us. You can message me on Instagram at KarateKevin67, or you can email the show at superpowerreview9@gmail.com. Like I said, if you're good people and if you have a comic book collection, that's your invite to come on. So if you're interested in this, let me know. And again, don't forget to show your love and support by clicking on those links and following these guys. All right. So John, round 3, right?
Here we go. Yeah, round 3. All right. That is a 9. 9 is Green Lantern and Justice League of America.
Ooh.
So we got a little JLA action going on here. Let's see what we can find here. Something in the middle. Ooh, Ryan. Ryan. I called you Ryan. Bearded though, Greg. Some Daryl Banks.
Daryl Banks goodness.
Ooh. So this is in the early days of Kyle Rayner, and what I love about this one is you got that DC Universe logo. So I bought a set. This book has a great story behind it. But anyways, so yeah, great Kyle Rayner, really underrated Green Lantern character. I do think often forgotten, especially considering how powerful he is as a Lantern, and the way he's been represented in a lot of stories. He's a significant character for sure in the Green Lantern universe. But I was hunting for Green Lantern keys, and I saw a lot of them, a group of them being sold, all DC Universe logos, including all the stuff leading up to Kyle Lantern, Kyle being created as a character, and then his first appearance, including the one with all the rings where Hal's wearing all the Green Lantern rings, in a lot. And I was like, oh, I got to watch this. And I sniped the shit out of that auction. I was there at the very end, and I dropped a really competitive bid because I was like, oh, somebody's going to outbid me. I win it. And the next morning I wake up and a buddy of mine has posted on Instagram, wow, man, somebody sniped the daylights out of this. I really wanted to win this, and I lost it. And I was like, it was me. So 2 or 3 friends had been watching the same auction. And they were like, they liked it so much they were posting on Instagram that they lost this auction. And I was like, hi, I was the one that sniped the shit out of that one. So yeah. This was even one of the lesser books in that lot. But yeah, Daryl Banks' goodness, gotta love it. And yeah, Kyle Rayner, how can you go wrong?
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I feel like John just is like, I know Beard's on. I'm gonna show everything that's gonna make Bearded swoon.
I showed him a Wonder Woman book the last time I was on. I was hoping that Wonder Woman box would roll, and the Spider-Man box was ready. But yeah,
Unruly Simeon, sniping is life.
So John, I'm a little salty here over your last round.
Sorry,
because last time you rolled a 10. How can you roll a 10 and not pull a Wonder Woman? She's a perfect 10.
Oh,
that's fair. What box is she in? She is in box 3.
Oh, he's doing your girl dirty.
Because I think did you put her there because she's the 3rd best DC character? You did Batman in the Trinity. No, just
yikes.
Wow.
She's second. I'd put Batman then her.
Yeah, I mean, I had a really nice, I think it was a Middleton Wonder Woman. I even checked to make sure that I didn't play any of the same books from last time.
I'm still a little salty. I'm just saying that.
I understand.
Okay. Just want to go on the record. So do you guys want a Marvel or a DC from me?
I mean, I'm kind of salty that you haven't showed anything Wonder Woman yet.
That's what I'm saying.
I do have something. I do have something Wonder Woman here.
Well, let's go. What are you waiting for, man? Pull the damn trigger.
All right. We're going to do Golden Age Wonder Woman.
Oh.
Wonder Woman, issue number 49 from 1951. So Harry G. Peter didn't do the cover, but he did the interior. And what's significant about that, he is Wonder Woman's original artist.
Wow.
From the time of her creation until the time he passed, he was the only one who drew Wonder Woman, not only in her title, but in Sensation Comics. And for those that didn't know, she had a newspaper strip as well. And he drew her in all of those. So this is Harry G. Peter interior. This is the last Golden Age sized issue of Wonder Woman. So starting with the next issue, the books were a little bit smaller and a little bit trimmer from the Golden Age size. But what this book mostly is known for is its inclusion in the Wortham Seduction of the Innocents book. So this is crazy. There are so many Wonder Woman books that you could point out for Seduction of the Innocent and include so many bondage things, so many Paradise Island stories that you can include. But instead, he chooses this issue because Wonder Woman takes in a little girl whose all her family is lost in a fire. So Wonder Woman adopts this little girl, and Wortham says it's lesbianism. There is no hint, sign, or trace of that at all in this issue.
Maybe he just doesn't know what lesbianism is.
I mean, really grasping for straws. If he wanted to include Wonder Woman in his book, there are tons of other issues that he could have picked that I couldn't have fought him on. This one I can fight him all day and win on because there's no sign of that in this story at all.
I love what Joe. There it is. That's what knows how to rope me in every time.
So,
pun intended.
That is my pick there. A Golden Age Wonder Woman.
I have a question.
Go for it.
So, you mentioned how that was like the last, like, issue where they changed the size. So when the next book was a bit smaller, was that as well still considered Golden Age, right?
It still is Golden Age, but the actual size of the book is trimmed a little bit. So
Okay, good to know.
like if I was bagging and boarding, I'd use my Golden Age bags and boards on this one, and the next issue I would probably use the Silver Age, even though it technically isn't a Silver Age book.
Cool. Very nice. Very nice. All right, Cosmic, your turn, man.
All right. So this is the first book I actually bought when we moved to our new home, our new state. We were here in this state looking at homes, going around doing the thing. Found this comic shop that I've only been to like 2 other times, so I'm kind of ashamed to say that, but it's like really far away. Found this digging through their back bins. They had it marked as a fine minus or something. It was ridiculous. Like that's not true. Looking at it, like no way. This book looks beautiful. So scooped it up. One of, if not my all-time favorite, DC villain, Two-Face.
Whoa!
Ooh,
Check that out.
Now you're talking.
Check that
So,
out.
Yep, I had to get it signed, of course, by Neil Adams, who is, although he's kind of
Go ahead, say it.
Difficult
difficult at times, but his art is fantastic. His horror art, oh, my heart, man, I love it. Tomb of Dracula, fantastic. Other stuff that he does is fantastic, but I love this cover. The floating head, the colors on it are fantastic. Yeah, man, just stoked. This was the first book that was purchased, as we were moving into our new location here, and this is going to be another one that's probably going to stick with me for a good bit. And again, I mean, 8.5, no joke. Oof. They had this. I paid, I think, $60 or whatever for it.
Wow.
We were on our way to the airport to go back to Florida. We were done looking at homes and stuff. I'm like, all right, well, we're gonna head back home. And I was like, oh man, telling my wife, there's this comic store right up like 15, 20 minutes away. Can we just like pop in there real quick? Just want to look around. Hour and change goes by. She's like, we gotta go. We gotta get to the airport. and so I found this digging through. It was like $65, something like that. I was like,
do it all day.
Oh yeah, definitely. So, and of course, it was raw. So
mine is getting graded at CGC right now.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it will not be an 8.5.
I just got that added to my collection. My LCS had it graded 5.5 or something, I think it was.
Yeah,
and
nice.
It sold it for like $175 or something. I don't like it. I was just like, I'm stealing it because I needed it in my life.
Right.
And they're marking up so much.
Yeah,
I've got something to add in about that book. For those that don't know, there's a comic store in Michigan called State of Comics. And they had Neil Adams do an homage of that for one of the recent Joker covers as a store exclusive.
Oh.
So I think it's still available on stateofcomics.com. There's a store exclusive variant version, which is also done by Neil Adams.
Magic, is that also, because I was about to say when Kevin showed his book, Neil Adams did an homage cover of that. That same cover, I think, was State of Comics too. It was flip flop though. I think with Batman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Batman was holding the card.
So what they did is the first 5 issues of this new Joker series that came out, State of Comics, I think, had Neil Adams do homages on all 5.
Oh wow.
So
awesome.
Check them out. I think the first one's
look into that.
out, but the other ones I think are still available. At least last time I checked.
The 2 copies I have, I've never. I would say that I've definitely spent more than $60 on, but not as high as $100. But they would never get an 8.5.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a good score, man. And that book is also a really good Neil Adams and Denny O'Neil read. There's something that Batman does where he's tied up on the chains and the boat is about to sink, where he flexes his muscles while being tied up. So when the Two-Face goes away, he unflexes and knows that he has some wiggle room. And I just thought that was so clever. You know what I mean? That was one of the things that was one of the things in the book that was like, I like that. That's pretty cool, actually.
He uses Two-Face's, his own, habit against him, because Two-Face literally was getting away, and Batman's like, "Aren't you forgetting to flip your coin to see if you should?" And he was like, "Oh, you're right," and comes back.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, it's true. There's another thing about that book that kind of, I feel like it's almost the same thing where people say ASM 252 is the first appearance, but tied with Marvel Team Up. This is one of these like. So that book, people say it's the first Silver Age of Two-Face, but if you look on the date, right, it should be technically Bronze Age, and that's
it's a Bronze Age book. And there is a Silver Age Two-Face book, but he's not on the cover. It's not a Neil Adams or anything, and it's actually it's Batman dressed as Two-Face.
It's a World's Finest. So that Silver Age one, it's a World's Finest. It's Batman and Batman and Superman. Basically this doctor is mad at them both and basically uses their villains and turns Superman into his villain, which no one knows who that villain is, and turns Batman into Two-Face. So they're on the cover, but it's not actually Two-Face because it's Batman as
Bruce or whatever. Yeah.
Like it's Bruce Wayne as Two-Face. And so that's another part of the debate. So yeah, you have the Bronze Age debate of, it shouldn't be a debate, but that you mentioned, and then that.
It's just one of those things that's always kind of drove me a little nuts. You know what I mean? It's like, why do people? It's one of those things
because he wasn't really in the Silver Age, and it had been so long since we'd even seen Harvey Dent or Two-Face. So they call it, because it's included with all those other characters that had sort of been re-emerging in the Silver Age. It's just Two-Face took a lot longer than those other ones.
I don't know. I don't like the Silver Age appearance title. It should be just Bronze. You know what I mean?
I think it's just post Golden Age is really the term that they could be using. Like,
let me make you big. What does it say?
First Silver Age appearance of Two-Face.
There it is.
Get out of here, CGC.
Wait, now I want to see what CG says about mine. Hold on.
They also say 181 is the first full appearance of Wolverine.
I'll look for that on the slab when I get it back.
No one actually likes 181. No one. No.
What's it say?
Silver Age.
Silver Age, boom.
First Silver Age, yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I just think I think.
And I'm gonna have the lowest grade of the three, but I'm gonna have one, so that's all that matters.
Hey, low grade's better than no grade, man.
There it is.
All right, we're 7 minutes ahead of the hour. Let's get Greg, and then we'll close it up.
Well, most people thought that I would talk about a Marvel book tonight, and I'm not going to talk about Super Pro. I will save Super Pro. This is only a 9.4. When I get a 9.8, we'll talk about Super Pro on this show because I'm trying for it. Another one that is one of my favorite books in my collection. It is that inspired a comic book movie, which is one of my favorites that no one else likes. This is Flaming Carrot Comics number 16.
Nice.
Whoa.
And that is the first appearance of the Mystery Men.
What the hell is going on there?
So these are Hitler's boots that are clones of him, kicking the Flaming Carrot, who is your main protagonist, who wasn't in the movie Mystery Men because they thought Flaming Carrot would be too weird. So they had Mr. I forget what Greg Kinnear's character was. But you got the Shoveler there, and then Mr. Furious right there. Nope, that's not it. Mr. Furious, which is Ben Stiller's character. And I think also Dr. Heller, who's in the movie, is in this. So they only took a couple, and they loosely based, the story has nothing to do with the comic book. But I love that movie as a kid. I know no one else liked it. I thought it was hilarious and great. Fun. And so Bob Burden's book here that he created, the Flaming Carrot. This is kind of something I don't talk about often, but I secretly collect. I've been collecting Flaming Carrot books. Captain Amazing. There you go. That's it, Joey Bags. Yep. So they used Greg Kinnear as Captain Amazing instead of Flaming Carrot because they thought a carrot character would be too weird. But they had a guy who threw forks and spoons, but that's neither here nor there. But it just is so it's the clone boots of Hitler right here that are fighting him. So it's just a Buck Wild story and series. They had some crossovers with TMNT. So Mirage Studios comics had some crossovers with Flaming Carrot and Turtles, which is just hilarious to me that happened. And those are a little hard to get to. This is just, again, this is how I collect. I collect like key first appearance books of like The Rocketeer, Mystery Men, where no one else is collecting things. But yeah, Flaming Carrot 16. Check it out.
Very, I feel like I should go watch that movie because it has been a very long time since I've watched that movie. I remember Ben Stiller in it. Probably one of the other things I remember about is Tom Waits being in it.
Janine Garofalo? Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, Janine Garofalo. Oh, my God.
And Keenan from Keenan? No, Kel.
Kel. Yes, that's right. Yeah, he's in it too.
The Invisible Boy is like, guys, I'm only can be invisible if no one's looking at me.
And if I'm not wearing clothes.
But that line killed me. He's like, guys, I'm really invisible. I can turn invisible, but no one can be looking at me when I turn invisible.
What's that guy up to these days?
I don't know.
He's hitting the con circuit. I met him at a con 2 years ago. They rebooted Keenan and Kel with a younger cast. I don't think it really worked out for him well. But yeah, he's hitting the con circuit.
Nice.
People are bringing up their 2 liters of orange soda for Kel.
Who loves
because Kel loves some orange soda. And he's getting those royalty checks from Good Burger being on Netflix. I think that's what Kel's doing. So,
Burger, man. Wow.
Good times, man. All right, gentlemen. So that almost does it. Okay, so there's been one thing that we've been doing at the end of What's That Comic Book lately, and that's when we randomly pull a book together. So let's do that, and we'll close up. So I'm gonna go into my Marvel back issue bin, and I'm gonna pick a book here.
Lasso. I rolled a 3.
Oh.
See, it was meant to be, man. It was meant to be. But do I pull a Wonder Woman book? Because it is a DC Universe box. Like, there's other things in here.
All right, I got a book. What's John got?
John, which hand?
Left
High
hand,
or
always
low?
left.
High or
left.
low?
High.
All right.
Oh, Lasso got lucky.
Oh, I see a slab from Cosmic. All right, 3, 2, 1. What do we have? Oh, Dazzler, Dick Tracy. Oh, look at Cosmic, man.
That looks like Eric Larson Spidey too.
Yeah.
And
all right,
Blade. Look at Blade down there.
I know. What? All right, John, why don't you start off? What do you got?
I got another great Wonder Woman variant. This is 764, a gorgeous Middleton, I believe, variant. Come on, my LCS occasionally does great sales where you can get variants for $1, and I just go through and I clear out DC great variants, and this is one of the ones I snagged for Wonder Woman. Just
Beautiful.
love Middleton variants for Wonder Woman.
Lasso, calm down over there. What do you got?
I've got Dazzler #1. After 4 appearances, she got her own issue, and this is one of the, for those that don't know, there's an error version, and don't forget, she even got a facsimile version of this.
Nice.
So, Dazzler 1 was my random pull.
It's a pretty cool cover.
Nailed
too.
it.
Cosmic, do we even need an introduction from you?
No, there you go.
No, go on.
Tomb 10. Scooped this from a buddy of mine. Got Wolfman added, and then soon to be Roy Thomas added. Gonna send it to the in-house. So
I love that cover too. Such great color work on that cover.
I know the cover is amazing. I love the character, and again, the Marv Wolfman horror, the 70s horror Marvel is just near and dear to me. I love that stuff
all day.
Yeah.
Beautiful. With white pages too, man. Sick. All right, Bearded, what do you got? Ooh, Dick Tracy.
This is actually a fun book. If you know my channel, I love Dick Tracy. It's one of the things that got me into comic books. This is actually the oldest book in my collection, 1948.
Wow.
It was a Popped Wheat giveaway comic book. And so it's also not expensive. So like when I'm saying like, gang, it's the oldest book in my like, you're like, ooh, nah, like you can probably get this for a couple bucks on eBay because no one cares about Dick Tracy, but I do, which makes collecting Dick Tracy comic books really great. Like myself and John's daughter are the only people that collect Dick Tracy comic books.
That's fair.
That's awesome,
it has a special place in my heart, and it's like I said, it's my oldest book, being like 1948, so that's pretty cool. And it was one of those, oh hey, you eat pop wheat cereal, cool, you can have a giveaway for a comic book.
Drink your Ovaltine.
And
Yeah, but it's a lot better prize than that
the decoder ring.
all right, and my last book is a Amazing Spider-Man number 327, when Spidey's got the cosmic power, going up against Magneto, and this is signed by Eric Larson, and I picked this up while vacationing on Florida for $5 or $6, around that, somewhere around that price.
Love Eric Larson's Spider-Man.
Is that when
know
he
you
gets the
do.
suit? The cosmic?
He doesn't have the cosmic suit in here, but he does have the cosmic power.
Nice. Okay.
Cool. Well, great, guys. Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate you all. Again, guys, you guys are more than welcome to come back anytime.
I'd love to.
Yeah, definitely. Sign me up.
Sure.
It's fun.
And to everybody watching, again, don't forget to like this video if you like today's content, if you found this entertaining. If you want to see more of What's That Comic Book, make sure you click on that subscribe button, that bell notification. And don't forget to show your love and support to these guys. If you guys would like to be on a future What's That Comic Book, you can message me on Instagram at KarateKevin67, or you can email the show at superpowerreview9@gmail.com. I'm Kevin Virginia for Superpower Review, and before we go, we got Joel the Geek with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. I'm Kevin Virginia for Superpower Review, and I will see you guys next time. Say bye, gentlemen.
Later.
Bye, John.